Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I will be joined here by my brother Tim in just a couple minutes. He's currently driving back to the apartment, but wanted to get this show started. It's already 11:04. We pushed it back to 11, so all that fun stuff. We have 15 games in the NBA today, a massive NBA card. We have the Four Nations face-off getting started. That's where we're going to start the show, and then when Tim gets here, we'll talk some NBA. But I look forward to breaking down Team Canada, Team Sweden today for the first game of the Four Nations face-off. I have made a move on that game. I've made a move on futures. I did a free pick video for both of those last night with the futures and with the game for today. So we're going to be talking about that in a minute here. But first, before we get into that, we'll recap yesterday. What went right, what went wrong. Overall, profitable day for me. Went 2-0 in the NBA and then 2-1 in the end in college basketball. Purdue +2 pushed. I think on Cappertek I got 3. Florida took care of business, 81-68. Nice winner there. Akron did not cover. They put up 105 points. Akron did not cover. And then San Diego State -6. They end up winning by 3. So they did not cover there. Northwestern +9.5. They lose by 6. They did cover against Oregon. My two NBA players had the under 225.5 between Toronto and Philadelphia. That game finished 106-103, so a winner there. And then had the New York Knicks at -130. They took care of business there. So a nice little 2-0 sweep in the NBA yesterday. And college basketball kind of just break even yesterday. So it wasn't bad. It was whatever. But we will get into today's card. We'll head to the chat and then we'll get into today's card. Okay. Oh, I didn't even notice. My bad. You're all good. And Tim will be in here in a second. But when Tim is getting ready and coming in here in just a second, hello. We are going to start with hockey. We'll start with hockey and then we'll move into the NBA. Because we have Team Canada taking on Team Sweden in the Four Nations face-off. That's how we're going to start off the show here. And this one, I want to start off by saying I did move on futures. I posted them on Twitter, and I did a free pick video for them as well. I took Canada at +150 for a full unit. I took Sweden for +450 for half a unit. So I think this is going to be your championship game right here when all things are said and done. Team Sweden, Team Canada. I think Canada is by far the best team in the field. I think they should be closer towards the pick'em range, like a even money +110 range. So +150, I saw value in that. Put a full unit on it. This team is kind of nice. We've gone over it a few times already. McDavid's on the top line with Marner and Reinhart. McKinnon with Stone and Crosby. Point with Jarvis and Marchand. Sorelli with now Konechny and Hagel. Makar and Taves on the top pairing. Pareko Morrissey on the second pairing. Doughty and Theodore on the third pairing with Jordan Binnington in between the pipes. That's the one concern I do have in this game is Jordan Binnington between the pipes. He has been better as of late, but still when you compare him to who the other teams are going to have in net, it is going to be Gustafsson for the Wild goalie for Sweden. So we have Blues versus Wild for goalie matchups here in this one. So kind of interesting tidbit there. I mean, you have Staros on Finland and you have Hellebuck and Ottinger on the United States. I think definitely the weak spot on Canada is their goaltending. However, that forward group is what I want to trust in this matchup here. I took the team total over 3.5 at -125. Pretty simple. I believe that the Canadians will score goals, and I don't want to rely on their defense and goaltending. So that's the way I'm going to approach these. I think that's how I'm going to approach Canada every single game is team total over. And that's exactly where I'm going here in this one. Canada team total over 3.5 at -125.
Cool. I'll tell you, I'm not betting any of this. So you have fun with it. It's not anything that I'm going to be getting involved with college basketball going on right now and college baseball starting up in 2 days. So I see no point in going after scrimmage hockey. So that's just me, though.
Fair. Canada money line. I can't advocate for laying -230. That's just not something I will ever advocate for.
Darlene anytime assist.
Darlene assist for Sweden.
Darlene assist. There you go. There'd be a play. Go Sabres. But I'm not betting this.
Yeah. Then we will go into the association then, where we have the first game, 15 games on today's card for the NBA. We have the Boston Celtics taking on the San Antonio Spurs. We have the Celtics 9-point favorites, total 233 in this game. Line opened up at an 8.5. It's now a 9. So we do have a half-point line movement towards Boston in this game here. Line 2 opened up 233.5. It's down to 233. So move towards the under here as well. The line movement towards Boston makes sense. We have 76% of tickets and 75% of the cash is on the Celtics in this game. The lines move slightly towards them. 81% of tickets, 81% of cash is on the over here as well. And for the first time in a few games, actually they did it after they beat the 76ers. They won and covered against Cleveland. They followed up a win with a cover. Good job, Boston. I'm proud of you. But with that being said, I'm going right back to it. Pretty plain and simple for me. Public's on Boston. The line's at least slightly moved towards Boston for those who want to back them. But for me, I'll take the 9 with the San Antonio Spurs in this game, -110 over on Fanatics. I will continue fading the Celtics after a win, backing them after a loss until I lose like 2 or 3 in a row. This is the way I'm going to approach that. So as long as I'm still profitable doing it, I'm going to continue doing it. And once I lose a few in a row, then I'll stop.
I really want to take the over in this game. I know you mentioned all the line movement. I'm not really as worried about line movement with totals and all that stuff. This is a Spurs team that's gone over in 4 straight. Celtics team that's gone over in 4 out of their last 6. I just see offense in this game. The Spurs don't really play much defense. And I just, at 233.5, I think there's value in an over. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start off my card. I can get 233. I'm going to grab the over in this one between the Spurs and the Celtics to start off. I will say today's card is ugly, but I did find a spot that I'm going to take an outright money line on, and I really like.
All right.
I got a plus 200 dog.
Love to hear it.
What's up, real deal? This one's not it.
Washington Wizards and the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers are coming in on a second half of a back-to-back. That is something. But let's get into the line history in this game, where we have this one opening up at Indiana -11. It's now -10. So we do have a 1-point line movement towards Washington. Line opened up 242.5. It's towards the under here. Well, taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 75% of the tickets, 76% of the cash coming in on Washington in this game. Kind of surprising. Lines move towards Washington, but not a fan of public dogs. 71% of tickets, 65% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. And for me, it's pretty plain and simple. I really don't want the Washington Wizards when they're this popular. Getting 75% of the tickets, that's a hard no thanks. But on the flip side, do I want to lay double digits on the road with an Indiana Pacers team on the second half of a back-to-back? No, I don't. They are coming in off of a bad loss last night, 13-point loss against the New York Knicks. But am I interested in this? No. So I'll pass on this one.
Keep in mind, these are a lot of teams' last games until the All-Star break.
Yes.
Only 10 of them will play tomorrow. Let's see. Tomorrow, Sacramento and New Orleans, Golden State, Houston, OKC, Minnesota. That should be interesting. Miami and Dallas, and Clippers and Jazz. So a lot of these teams, this is their last game until after the All-Star break. I'm not laying 10 points on the road. I'm not grabbing the Washington Wizards, although Washington has been better as of late. They've covered in 5 out of 6. So at least they're actually kind of showing a little bit of life right now, which is kind of fun to see. Is it enough for me to want to go after it? No. So this one's a pass for me, Nick.
Fully understandable. Yeah, same here for me.
Speaking about passing,
we have the Orlando Magic. They're 12.5-point favorites. How are the Magic laying this type of number? Is crazy to me. But on the flip side, you have to back the Charlotte Hornets. Line opened up at a 12. It's now at 12.5. So we do have a half-point line movement towards Orlando in this game. Line opened up 206. It's now 202. So they're just anticipating the Hornets to score nothing in this game, really, is what this is. It's a really low total on this one, and it's moved down a decent amount, where unfortunately, as much as I would love to back an under in this game, this total has gone down way too much for me to want to do that. 82% of tickets, 67% of cash is on the over line moving towards the under, but this line's moved 4 points towards the under. I don't want the ass end of a line move, especially with an under. 80% of tickets, 79% of cash is on the Hornets in this game here. So another public dog that I want nothing to do with public dogs, especially on the road. So if I'm playing, gulp, I'm laying. But do I want to lay double digits on this Orlando Magic team right now? Hell no. Pretty simple pass here for me. I want the under in this game. However, it's moved down too much.
Yeah. This card is just full of potential blowouts. And I feel like it could be. Why do I feel like it could be interesting? There's 13 games today?
15.
Everybody plays today? Everybody plays today. Why do I feel like it would be fun to just go, let me just grab every single dog outright and move on?
I was going to say the opposite. Take every favorite on the money line in a parlay.
No, I don't see that, but because you could possibly see the potential of some weird shit going down today.
Of course.
I'm not going to. This is another game that's gross. But you could, but with the dog thing, I mean, you got Charlotte that's plus 500, 625 on Toronto later. Washington's 375, San Antonio's 280, 265 on the Hawks, 200 on the Bulls, 600 on the Heat, 450 on the Trailblazers, 280 on a home dog in Utah. There's a lot of potential big dogs that can go and win today. I'm not doing it as much as I would love to. I'm gonna write down on a notepad all the money lines as they are right now, and just see what tonight would be if somebody did go and take every single dog. I'm not doing it, but every single dog is definitely an option for the card, Nick.
I wonder how expensive that would be to run maybe a 2s, 3s, 4s round robin with all the dogs on the money line today.
Morning. Every dog by the way, you can only do 8 legs on a round robin.
Mm-hmm.
So every single big dog on a round robin?
Yeah.
Here, I'll go punch it into Bovada real quick. That's actually an interesting idea. I'm not going to, because that's stupid. Let's go to NBA. So we'll grab Hornets. We'll grab.
I would say Hornets, Wizards, Raptors.
Come on, Raptors, Heat. They have
Nugget or not Nuggets.
Blazers. Heat. So that's 5. Hawks, Spurs, and Bucks. Yeah, that works. Those are actually not Bucks. Do Jazz. Those should be all the biggest dogs. Yeah, I got them covered. Round robin. I mean, Yeah, by 8s. 246 bets.
Jesus.
So $246.
Just say $1 each.
If it was $1 each, all the way through, and all 8 dogs won, $1,447,787.55.
Let's get rich. I'm just kidding.
Let's not throw away our money.
Yep.
Sidney Crosby, first goal, Nick?
I don't play first goal props, so I don't really know the odds behind that. I'd probably say someone like McKinnon, but that's just me.
How about this gross game?
Yeah, Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors, 14.5-point favorites are the Cleveland Cavaliers on the road here with a total of 235.5. Take a look at the line history in this game here, where we have this line opened up at 13.5, and now we're seeing 14.5. So we do have a 1-point line movement towards Cleveland. Line opened up 236. It's now 235. Take a look at the cash flow in this game. See if the move towards the Cavaliers makes sense. It does. 85% of tickets, 86% of the cash is on them. 87% of tickets, 86% of cash on the over in this one as well. This is a weird spot. We have Toronto coming in off of a win as an 11-point dog. They've covered in 3 in a row. They played last night though in Philadelphia, and now they travel across the border. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are coming in off of a day off, and then previous to that they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 128 to 107. I have no interest in laying 14.5 points on the road with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't really want the Raptors in this spot because I can see the Cavaliers blowing them out. Another no play here for me.
Yeah, I feel like I would really need reasons to want to go after certain plays. I don't really see any reasons to go after these games. A lot of them are just mega blowout games that are just not appealing. And you got a lot of teams that are just going to be about to go to the All-Star break and just want to get there.
Yes.
So, no, I'm not going to lay 14 points. I do have one. We'll talk about a play in a couple of games that I really, really like.
I think I have the same play circled.
Yeah, I think we both do. So that's fine. But for me in this one, no. This is an ugly NBA card.
It is.
Suppness, Lex. Good to see you. Let's go to this one, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Philadelphia 76ers. They're 3-point road favorites against the Brooklyn Nets. We have total of 213.5 in this game. This line opened up at a 2. It's now a 3 for the 76ers. So we do have a slight movement towards them. They're coming in off of a loss yesterday as a pretty big favorite against Toronto. Maybe this is the bounce back spot for the Philadelphia 76ers. Line opened up 212, still 212. I want to see if the market likes the Sixers in this spot because, 73% of tickets, 75% of cash on them. The line's at least moving towards them. On the money line, 25% of tickets, 85% of the cash. So big, sharp money coming in on the Sixers money line rather than the spread, which is interesting there. Maybe tells you that they maybe win but don't cover. This could be one of those close games. 78% of tickets, 71% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. The Sixers are coming in off of 4 straight losses, though. They haven't covered in 5 in a row. This is a team that you can easily have circled and say they're ready for the break. They're coming in on a second half of a back-to-back, a third game in 4 nights. So this is an easy stay-off spot for me now. And then on the flip side, you have Brooklyn coming in feeling good about themselves. They've won 5 of their last 6 games. They've covered in 5 of their last 6 games. You only won their last 6 games. Their only loss, 119 to 102 against Washington.
Yeah, that's not a good one.
What? They beat Charlotte, Miami, Houston, Charlotte. So they've not played the toughest of competition. Not saying the Sixers are tough competition. I would only look Sixers in this game. However, I don't like that they've not covered in 5 in a row. They've lost 4 in a row. They're probably a team that's ready for the break. It's a back-to-back, a third game in 4 nights. There's a lot against the Sixers. However, I don't want to fade them off of a double-digit favorite loss last night.
Yeah, I saw a clip towards the end of the game. Embiid for 3. Nope, he got stripped and lost the game. Such an MVP. Sorry, I love watching the demise of of Joel Embiid. It's Nets or nothing in this game, and that's like a net spot that I would want to take outright. And I think I'm going to, just because I think the Sixers are in a horrible spot.
Situationally, absolutely.
Situational, it's a bad spot for the Sixers. I think they're one of the teams that are 100% ready for the break, and I can get plus 128 on the money, 130 on the money line for the Nets. So let me grab the Nets here, money lining it at plus 130.
Yeah, I can understand the argument behind that. I think ultimately what kept me off the Nets was the fact that the 76ers just lost as double-digit favorites last night because they were 11-point favorites at home against the Toronto Raptors, and I highly doubt they want to go into the break with losses against the Raptors and the Nets. Right. So that was kind of something that kind of kept me off there.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Nets here. Supness, Maxey over threes. Nets are in tank mode, and the Sixers aren't.
No, they were supposed to compete this year.
All right,
they were supposed to. Yep, this might be the best bet on the card.
I would 100% agree.
We had the Chicago Bulls taking on the Detroit Pistons, and I know a lot of people would be like, why would this game be the best game on the card, betting wise? Well, it's pretty simple. And oh boy, yeah, I'm looking at like the odd or the cash flow on this game. Oh boy, this is formulating to be, other than the line moving 2 points against them, I'm still going to back them. This line opened up at a 4. And actually, I want to see what it reopened up at, because these two teams just played each other
last night.
Was that last night?
Last night.
The game ended up, yeah. So in the afternoon, it was a 4. The game reopened at a 5.5, 6. Okay, so the line movement, the line history there could be a little bit tricky because the line was a 2-point difference between pregame and postgame. That's a huge thing for me. That screams overreaction. All right, step 1 there. The line opened up at the line reopened up at 236.5. It's still 236.5. We just saw what happened last night. 95% of the tickets, 95% of the cash is on the Detroit Pistons in this one here. 71% of tickets, 68% of the cash is on the over in this one as well. Why are we mentioning what happened last night so much? Well, it's pretty simple. It was 34-18 at the end of the first quarter. It was 71-29 at halftime, and the game finished 132-92. Yep. It was a shellacking of like crazy sense. And we get the same teams that were just played a 40-point game last night. 50 point? Did I do the math wrong on that one?
Did I do the math wrong?
132-92? 40-point game.
40, that is 40, my bad.
You get a matchup that was a 40-point game last night, and you get the same two teams in the same arena running it back 24 hours later. This is the best bet on the card for me. This is a double up spot for me on this one here. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Chicago Bulls in this game in multiple ways.
Yep.
I'm going to start it off on, I believe both the best available lines are on FanDuel for this. All right. Chicago Bulls in the first half at plus 3.5, minus 114. Full game plus 6.5 at minus 110. That's my approach to this. That's my double up on this one. I could probably take an approach where I take their team total over as well. I take them first quarter as well. I take the money lines or something along those lines. And I have a feeling you're going to just take them outright in this game. And I have no problem with taking them outright as well. And I'm tempted to do that. Here's the thing. I don't want to triple up or quadruple up on a spot. But this is one that I think makes a lot of sense to do so. And maybe I do it where I have the spreads, 1 unit each, and then half units on the money lines, and approach it that way. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put half a unit on money lines as well. So the best, plus 156 for the first half and plus 210 for the full game. I'm going to do a half unit each on those as well. So I am somewhat tripling up on a spot. So that's how I'm going to approach this game. Bulls first half plus 3.5 minus 114. FanDuel. All these are on FanDuel, by the way. The best available lines. This is a smash spot for me. Bulls first half plus 3.5 minus 114. Half unit on the money line plus 156. Bulls full game plus 6.5 minus 110. Full game half unit plus 210 money line.
I just took one approach to it. I grabbed the Bulls money line and moved on. That was it. I didn't feel the need to do anything else. I didn't want to go too crazy in this one. For me, it's one bet. It's the Bulls. It's outright. When you get smacked like you did last night, that game was over by halftime. That
Game was over by the end of the first quarter.
You know why I thought that was a 50-point game? Because it was, a 42-point game at halftime?
Yeah.
It was a 42-point game at halftime. The Bulls end up winning the second half by 2 points. No, this is a state-of-the-art, 100% kind of a go-to that I always do. Bulls outright. When you get beat by that much, you got to come back better the next night. So, Bulls, money line, I got 210.
Respect, yeah. I'm on it as well. But, yeah. I wanted more invested into the spot.
Sixers are just bad. Yes, but at the same time, I do think that they're just ready for the All-Star break. Bulls money line.
Yes.
Bulls money line. And LAC line back to a 4.5.
That's probably later in the card.
Yeah. Nick, Finland to finish the round robin with 0 points at plus 310.
Love it. Yep, I 100% agree with that.
Even with their elite goaltender and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen?
Yes.
And their elite defenseman and Henry Jokiharju?
I think they have the least amount of depth out of all the four teams in the Four Nations. And my standings for this is Canada's going to go 3-0. Sweden's going to go 2-1. The United States are going to go 1-2, and Sweden's going to go 0-3. That's the way I'm looking at this. And Sweden versus Canada in the finals, and I would have a half unit on Sweden, a full unit on Canada at the pre-tournament odds.
Okay. And back to an ugly game.
Yes. I'm typing up my Chicago Bull plays on Cappertek. But yes, let's get into that there. We have the Miami Heat and the Oklahoma City Thunder. We have the Thunder 13.5 point favorites in this game with a total of 224.5. Take a look at the cash flow in this one, or not the cash flow, the line history in this game here. Line opened up at a 13. It's now a 14. So we do have a 1 point line movement towards OKC. Line opened up to 18. It's now 219.5. Take a look at the cash flow in this game here. See if we see money coming in on the Thunder, which we are. 94% of tickets, 93% of the cash is on the Thunder. The line's moved at least a point towards the Thunder for those who want to back them. 87% of tickets, 88% of the cash on the over. Line, I believe, moves slightly towards the over. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. It's way too many points for me to lay with the Thunder. That would be the only way I'd look, but they're entirely too public. The line's moved towards them at least. But I feel like the Miami Heat are another one of those teams that can very well be looking forward towards the break as well.
Oh, for sure, the Miami Heat are looking towards the break. And I mean, I don't think we could really say that for the Thunder looking towards the break. The Thunder have been playing absolutely fantastic this year. We've talked a lot about them. They are the best team in the NBA right now.
Yep.
Am I laying 13.5 points on them? No. I don't lay 13.5 points on anybody. Especially when there's no real motivation for them to do it. So no, I don't really feel the need to go crazy with this game. Another game that I'm just going to kind of stay away from.
Fair.
Y'all both funny. Detroit going to smack the ass. I mean,
If they do, I will tip my cap.
Yep. Detroit smash. Oklahoma City smash. Oklahoma City should smash their 13.5 point favorites. Let's keep on rolling, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Sacramento Kings and the New Orleans Pelicans. We have the Kings 5-point favorites with a total of 238.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this one, where we have this line opened up at a 5.5. It's down to a 5. So we do have a line move towards the Pelicans in this game here. And then we have a line open up 238, and it's now 238.5. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game here, we have 76% of tickets, 76% of the cash is on the Pelicans. The line's moving towards them, so that makes sense. 76% of tickets, 79% of cash is on the over. I'm not going to force action in the NBA. This is not a game I like either. The market's not giving me that much of an indication of anything. The line moving towards the Pelicans, money coming in on the Pelicans, so that all checks out. It would be probably Pelicans or nothing if I am betting this game. I don't trust the Kings on the road laying points. But if I'm just sitting back tonight with the Spurs and the Bulls, I get it's a 15 card game card. I have no interest in forcing action though. So it would be Pelicans or nothing, but I think there's better spots on the card.
This is definitely like an ugly card. And the fact that after this game, we got one game that's like a 4.5, and the rest of them are at least 7, 6.5, 7. No, this is not a card that we need to go crazy with. I have 3 plays on the card already. I don't think I'm going to end up going crazy I don't feel the need to go crazy on this card. A lot of teams are not going to be playing after the All-Star until after the All-Star break. So this is once again a card that, guys, you don't need to go crazy with. I also have 8 plays in college basketball today that I'd rather pay attention to. So
I'd rather sit back and watch Canada versus Sweden.
No. But no, this is a card that we don't need to get heavily involved with just because it's the last day before the All-Star break, guys. So no, I'm not going to get involved in this one. I don't really feel the need to.
Yeah.
Heat team total under. I could see that. Wizards under. Wizards under is bold. That is a scary thing. Pelicans outright. I mean, if you're going to take the Pelicans, I don't hate that approach. Morning, Markel. Raptors team total under. I could see that as well. Kings smash. I'm just not laying 5 points on the road with them. I think that's just the simple fact of that one. Second to last day before All-Star break. A lot of these teams, it is their last game before the All-Star break. So,
yes.
A lot of these teams are just looking forward to get there. I think these two teams are very in similar spots. I don't think either of these two teams play tomorrow. The T-Wolves play tomorrow.
Yep. Let's get into it. The Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. We have the T-Wolves around 6.5-point favorites, total 224.5. Line opened up 227. It's now down to 225. So we do have a move towards the under in this game here. Line opened up at a 7. And then it went down to a 6.5. So we do have a move towards Milwaukee in this one as well, with 67% of tickets and 74% of cash on the Minnesota Timberwolves in this one here. And then 95% tickets, 95% cash on the over as well. This is Milwaukee or no bet for me. I'm not trusting a Timberwolves team that's been overpriced and overvalued in the marketplace. And this line's starting to move towards Minnesota, which makes sense because 66% of tickets, 73% of cash is coming in on them. And now we're starting to see some 8s, 8.5s out there. It's enough to keep me off, but it's Bucks or no bet.
It is Bucks or no bet. And I'm actually going to be jumping on the Bucks here. This will give me my 4th play on the card today. Why am I going after the Bucks? Because the Timberwolves. Well, which game would you rather care more about, Nick? Ready? You're the T-Wolves. You play tonight against the Bucks that you're 8-point favorites in. I can get an 8.5 on the Bucks. Or your game tomorrow is against Oklahoma City, who is in your conference.
Yeah, it can definitely be a look-at spot if you're Minnesota, for sure. I can see that argument.
Plus, I will say, when I did fade Milwaukee, it was because they're way too big of favorites.
Yes.
They're 8.5-point dogs. I think it's a bad look-ahead spot for Minnesota, who are going to be way more interested in their game against OKC tomorrow. So I'm gonna roll with the Bucks in this one.
Yeah, that would be the only way I'd look in this game
For sure. Wolf smash. They could, but I'm gonna go opposite way. Brook Lopez Pra over 20 back-to-back. No Greek Freak. That's why the line's so wide. Is no Greek Freak.
Yeah.
Do you think OKC looks ahead today with that logic? They could. That's why I said I would never lay that many points with OKC. So they could very well look that way. Bucks team total under.
It's not a bad look. Do you think today would be more unders or overs with players looking forward to the break?
I'm gonna go more towards the unders. But
More sluggish games.
More sluggish games with players or players don't care about defense. But
that's. Do we think we'll see no defensive intensity? Is the question.
Could be. There could very realistically be no defense. We on the Spurs outright.
I'm on the Spurs plus the points.
I could see the Spurs, but I'm not. That's not a game I felt like I need to get involved with, especially with the Spurs on the road. Timber Cubs ain't doing shit today. Dame is an all-star player. He should be checked out. Yeah, but it's more of a fade spot of Minnesota to me.
And do we think maybe fading teams with more more all-star game players is a good or a bad idea?
Could be a little bit of both.
Or a team of less where they're just looking forward to we're gonna
just get out of it, just finish everything and move on.
Yeah.
Something like I'd rather go towards the teams that are just kind of ready to go.
Sure. Houston Rockets and the Phoenix Suns. The Rockets 7-point favorites, total 224.5 in this game. Line opened up 6.5. It's now 7 for Houston. Line opened up 225. It's down to 224.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have scroll down. There we go. Wow. 88% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the Phoenix Suns. Lines moved half point towards the Rockets. This tells me Rockets in this game a little bit. 87% of tickets, 87% of the cash on the over as well. I believe the Suns played last night.
I believe they did, and they got blown out.
I have to get up the matchup here where we have Phoenix coming in. Yes, they didn't get blown out. But they lost by 7 to the Memphis Grizzlies. They haven't covered in back-to-back games, and they've lost 5 of their last 6. Granted, they played Portland twice and OKC, Denver, Memphis. Their last 3 losses to the top 3 teams in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And now they get Houston, which Houston has slowed down a little bit. They did snap their 6-game losing streak last game with a win but no cover, 94-87 against the Toronto Raptors. I want the Rockets in this game. I want to lay the points with the Rockets in this spot. Public loving Phoenix. They're coming in on a back-to-back. I don't like that with travel. Last game before the break. On the flip side, Houston, they play tomorrow. So they're not completely checked out yet. They play Golden State tomorrow.
Ooh.
So I still think the Suns are a bigger matchup than Golden State at the moment.
It's about the same at the moment.
Yeah. I'm going to lay it with the Rockets, though. -6.5, -110, bet 365.
I'm not going to talk you off of it because I do think the Suns are. I'm not high on the Suns at all. Obviously, they are not a good team. They are currently the ones sitting outside the play-in spot. The Warriors currently have it by half a game. But boy, that is a ugly group of 3 teams. It's about 4 teams because all within a game. From 8 to 11 is Dallas, Sacramento, Golden State, and Phoenix. So just an ugly group of teams down there. Except for I like Sacramento, but there's an ugly kind of cluster of teams down there. I don't feel the need to lay this many points on a Rockets team that's not playing well right now. So that's kind of my feeling on it is I don't need to lay that many points. I'm not going to talk you off of doing it, but that's just not how I'm going to run it.
Fair.
Think about the script: Super Bowl and Nola Phoenix. Okay, that's a little much.
Is it though?
Come on, dude. No Pelicans in the All-Star game because they suck.
They don't have it where every single team needs a representative?
No. They should have a game. Should they, though? Durant under rebounds.
I look towards Durant under points because he passed a milestone last time. I think it was 30,000 points or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. He did. I got the notification. Rockets smash. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, you're just picking every team that is favorited big to smash. So that's fair. Rockets team total over. Rockets have no All-Stars too. No, they have Segan. Segan was an All-Star.
Segan.
And Durant hit over 30 points.
30,000, yep.
Yeah. Suns under team total.
I could see that.
Yeah. Durant also star. Everyone back for Rockets should be. Heavily leaning Rockets first half. Segan, sure. Yeah, I was about to say, I remember Segan getting in over somebody else, and a lot of people were not happy about it. Let's go to this one, Nick. I was way wrong on this one last time.
Now do we want to flip the script, though? We have the Los Angeles Lakers and the Utah Jazz. This line did open up at a 7.5. It's now an 8.5 for the Lakers. So we do have a move towards LA in this game. Line opened up 237.5 down to a 236.5. So we move towards the under here as well. It's the second game with Luka now for the Los Angeles Lakers. And to nobody's surprise, 92% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the Lakers in this game. The line's at least moved a point towards the Lakers for those who want to lay the points with them. 89% of tickets, 89% of cash on the over, and the line's dropping. I would only look under in this game if I'm looking to bet the total. I would only look towards the Jazz on the side in this game, especially with these two teams just playing a couple days ago. It was Luka's first game with them. Do I want to take Utah, though, in this spot? Not really. 8.5 is intriguing. But this is a Utah team that's played worse at home than they have on the road. They're 5-18 at home this year. They are 7-22 on the road. So I don't know how much better you can really say that. But these two teams just played 132-113 win for the Los Angeles Lakers last game. I don't know what to do with this one. And I'm probably just passing, but it's Jazz or nothing.
I'm just going to pass. It is Jazz or nothing. And I very realistically should be on them to make them my fifth play of the day and then move on. I'm not. Honestly, the rest of the card I'm probably passing on. This is not really anything I need to get involved with. It is Jazz or nothing. That is it is Jazz or nothing, but I probably should take the Jazz here. Let's be honest.
I think I want to take both the Jazz and next game as well because we have short-term revenge for both of them as big dogs.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. Jazz plus 8.5. Except for the Jazz are at home, Nick. The next game, they're not at home.
I'm getting a 9 over on Bovada for $1.20. I'm going to move on the Jazz in this game, and I'm going to move on the Blazers. Spoiler for the next game as well.
I'll take the Jazz. If it was in Portland, I would look more towards the Blazers. But back-to-back games in Denver, I'm not going to do that. And Denver's the hottest team in the NBA. Even though it is an 11-point spread, but Denver's actually been covering as of late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Jazz plus 9 minus 120 for me over on Bovada.
There you go. 8.5 for me. Take the punch with the Jazz. We don't care, but we will win. Jazz plus 8.5. Luka over points. Snub performance after what was like 6-point game last game. Luka looked slow in his first game back. He's going to look slow in his first game back. He was out for how long? Anybody's going to look slow. It's tough to come back from injury. All right, Nick, I know you mentioned this game. I'm not going to be on the same side of you, or I'm not going to be betting this game like you are. But let's
get into it. We have the Denver Nuggets taking on the Portland Trailblazers. We have the Nuggets around 11-point favorites in this game, total 232.5. On open up 233.5, it is down to 232.5. So we do have a 1-point line movement towards the under in this game here. And then as for the side perspective, it opened up at 11.5, got up to a 12.5. Now we're seeing 11s. So we do have a move towards these Portland Trailblazers in this game. Here, let's take a look at the cash flow, see if it makes sense, which, spoiler, it doesn't because I've already placed the bet on the Portland Trailblazers. 87% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the Nuggets, and the line's moving toward Portland. This screams to me that Portland's a live dog in this game. 96% of tickets, 96% of cash on the over. These two teams just played each other. It was the 7th straight win for the Denver Nuggets. They will head into the break after this with feeling really good about themselves. On the other side, Portland, they're coming off of back-to-back losses. They lost 114-98 against Minnesota, and they just lost by 29 points against this Denver Nuggets team. I think this is a really good opportunity for the Portland Trailblazers to step up a little bit after getting blown out by this very team in the last game in this very arena in the last game. Now, it's not a back-to-back like it was with the Pistons and the Bulls, but I think this is kind of similar to that, where it was a blowout win for Denver in the last one, and then we get the same two teams in the same arena within 2 days. So I'll take the Blazers. I'm not as heavy on the Blazers as I am on the Bulls today, but I'm just going to be on the Blazers plus the 11 and a half is what I got, minus 110.
I mean, I don't hate the look. If Denver wasn't playing as strong as they have been right now, I probably would be on the same side as you. But this is a Nuggets team that is just winning. And I feel like this is a Nuggets team that you're going to see the rest of the year. Because this is the team that we expected in the beginning of the year. Not the team that was going 500, not the game that was losing to Washington. This is the Denver Nuggets team that I expect to see. They're fully healthy. They're playing good. I'm not laying 11 points on the Nuggets, but I'm not fading them at the moment too, because I've seen this too. Like, oh, it's too many points for the Nuggets. The Nuggets haven't been Nuggets haven't been covering. Yes, they have been lately. And that's just this is just a Nuggets team that I'm not going to be fading at the moment. So it's a pass for me.
Fair.
Snub performance, as in snub from the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Luka's been injured for too long.
Yeah.
But he's 25. He was still coming back from injury. It's still you need a game to get back to full NBA speed. You still need a game or two to get back. So he shows out. Portland plus 11. I can't lay 11 with the Nuggets, so yeah, it would be Portland or nothing. Got 2 games left, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Golden State Warriors and the Dallas Mavericks. The Warriors 7-point favorites on the road, total of 233.5. Now, laying this many points on the road with the Golden State Warriors, not something I particularly want to do. Line opened up at a 4, it's now a 6.5. So we do have a move towards the Warriors in this game. Line opened up at a 238, now a 233. So we have a move towards the under in this game. 95% of tickets, 94% of cash on the over. 69% of tickets, 71% of cash is on the Warriors. The line's at least moved towards them for those who want to back them. I'm not laying this many points on the road with the Warriors. However, do I really have an interest in the Dallas Mavericks? No, I think there's better spots on the card that I really like more, that I would like to just sit down and focus on tonight, with the Bulls being one of them, with the Blazers being another, where I don't need to feel I don't need to force action here in this one. So I probably won't. I don't know if I'm playing either of the last couple of games. No interest for me in this one.
I think I'm happy with my 5 plays today. The Warriors are this big of a favorite for one reason only, because the Dallas Mavericks have nobody. They get the big Anthony Davis trade. He's out for a month. So this is just awful luck for this Mavericks team. I do feel bad for them.
I don't. They played themselves.
They kind of did. But no, this is just not a game you need to get involved with.
Yeah, actually, I might be betting this last game.
Ooh, last game. Okay. Dallas bounce back spot. Problem is they have nobody, but I'm never laying that many points with Golden State. So I'm not going to hate your option of fading Golden State. So
yeah. All right, last game on the card. We have the Memphis Grizzlies and the LA Clippers. We're seeing 4.5 for LA with a total of – I'm getting a spam call. Let's decline that real quick. There we go. With a total of 238 in this game. Line opened up 237. It's now 238. So we have a 1-point line movement towards the over. And when we have this line opened up around 3.5, 4, it's a 4.5 now. So we do have a move towards the Clippers in this game. 92% of the tickets, 92% of the cash on the Memphis Grizzlies, and the line's moving towards the Clippers, making the Clippers look extremely attractive in this game. And this is not a Clippers team I like going out of my way to back. They're coming in off of a win and cover against the Utah Jazz. They were 17.5-point favorites. Whoop-de-doo. They won 130-110, which snapped a 3-game losing streak for them against Indiana, LA, and Toronto. On the flip side, we have the Memphis Grizzlies. They're coming in on a second half of a back-to-back. They did beat the Suns last night, so they are coming in off of a win, potentially looking forward towards that break. And my question is, why is this line the way it is? Why are the Grizzlies this big of dogs? Because I don't know. Because I think they are the better overall team, and I don't think home court advantage gives you -4 with the Clippers, unless you counter in the back-to-back. I said I didn't think I was going to make a move on it. I lied. I'm laying the points with the Clippers in this game. It's not the most appealing play in the world, but 4.5 -110 over on Bet365 is how I'm going to close out my card. Clippers laying the points here for me.
I mean, it is Clippers or nothing. The only reasoning I can give for the Grizzlies being this small of a favorite is maybe the fact that they played last night, because there's nothing on the injury report to speak of. So that's kind of a big question mark, is that there's nothing going on there. Then maybe the Grizzlies are ready to go to the All-Star break. Or the books know something we don't, and there's about to be a bunch of players being announced that they're saying, which could be another.
Would not
surprise me, especially this close to the All-Star break. Although I thought Memphis played tomorrow.
No,
they don't.
They play last
the
night.
Clippers do. Memphis does not. Clippers go to Utah tomorrow. I don't know why this line's like that, so I'm just gonna stay away from it. I don't feel comfortable trying to go after it then.
Fair.
So Clippers smash back-to-back for the Grizzlies. Over. I could see an over in this game for sure. But as for going after the Grizzlies, that is all the games for today. We do have 8 college basketball plays up on the site. 3 sides, 5 totals. Hopefully you can have a good day there. But that is everything for today. We'll be back again tomorrow with another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Make sure you guys are following all the social medias. We'll see you guys then. Peace out, guys.